Everyone was a bit frustrated, like the players the most after last week. Even though like it's a great win away in terms of the result, but the performance probably was a bit off. It's fair to say. So the guys worked hard in the short period of time they had this week, and yeah, much better. I feel a bit for Ospreys. They lose 2 forwards in the first half, lost off the back of 3 key guys last year as well, or sorry, last week. If you think Dan Evans, James King, and Corey Allen, like they're 3 pretty big players for them. Very, very consistent play, virtually every minute of every game for them. And then they lose a couple of forwards early. They're light on locks as it is. So yeah, we get a little bit of luck there. So it's their Ospreys are battling to put any sort of structure and shape in their game, in terms of trying to win possession. Our guys, we do well just to hold Ospreys out just on half time. We were maybe a little bit impatient a few times in the first half. We had some chances at the far end where we don't quite capitalise on. But overall, listen, it's so early in the season. It's a win. We'll turn the page pretty quickly now to Edinburgh. Rowan is one of probably the best stories of all. Tony, between sort of Noel McNamara, coached Rowan in school. He recommended him as someone we should take a look at. And Tony Smeath, who's coaching in Trinity, and it's a great story for some of those late developers, I think, that don't come through the academy cycle. So, and Rowan came in. He had a short window during pre-season to come in and see what he could do, and he just goes about his business. He's been good, really good for the A team in the Celtic Cup, and a few of the run-outs he's had as well. It was great for the A's. They had a win earlier on today against Connacht in Galway. Those games have been good for us. So yeah, as you say, like a couple of guys, Mikey Milne, Harry Byrne, coming off the bench for their first run-outs here in the RDS, and both getting over for tries. And so generally lots of positives from the performance. No, he did well, Ronan. Yeah, he's somebody. Flip side. He's come through the academy, had some game time. Played a lot. I think especially for the front 5 forwards. Some of the AL games that they play are so important. Obviously with Mike in Lansdowne, Mike Ruddock. I think for those guys, it's really invaluable. So he's played a lot of AL games last year, and it's standing to now. He looks pretty comfortable. Like he's, physically he's always been pretty well developed, Ronan. Just adding a few layers and some of the nuts and bolts to his game. But yeah, he's gone well in the first couple of weeks. Much better, I thought, across the board. There was like a bit more. There was urgency to our actions. You could see guys, for the most part, defending well, coming up off the line and making some good impact tackles as well. And, you sort of got the sense we were stuck in, third gear a little bit last week. But much better today. But like it's done now, so we just need to go back and almost get a little bit angry with ourselves again in terms of our preparation. The guys should understand what's the window that they have, the opportunity that they have. We want to be a competitive group. With the A team, and having guys playing has been a positive for us because we're getting to see guys play, and that competition piece has been good. So the quality coaching that they're getting at the A's is really high as well. So it's, as I said, like as we talked about on Monday, it's more like fellas, this is the window that they have now. So they know they need to maximise the chances that they get. So when guys come back from the World Cup, whenever that may be. We want it to be a challenge for those guys to get back into the team. So the players that are here at the moment are the ones that are in control of that. Nobody else. So they just need to understand that they are the ones in control. So to go incredibly well, and depending on what happens at the World Cup, obviously we'll judge those guys as well on what they're doing. So, but yeah, the competitive piece is something that we all buy into here. And we want it to be as competitive as possible, and whatever group gets to represent on any given weekend, just they are carrying the rest of the group.